Do you remember when these were rattling around the city? Sadly, the era of the trams ended long before I moved from Canada to my adopted home of Brisbane, but I can still celebrate those glory days. Trammies Corner in Upper Paddington is dedicated to the men of the trams and that great tradition of the smoko.
Not just any smoko, this is the smoko that the tram drivers and conductors would take. Trams are such a big part of Brisbane's life in the early 1900s. This is where they stopped and had their breaks. They'd meet their wives and families who were out shopping. They'd wait for their mates and girlfriends to get out of the picture theatre at the Plaza Cinema behind us before giving them a ride back into town. When you come up here to Trammies Corner, you'll actually see the original tram stop. It's a little red, looks like a small Queenslander with a red tin roof on it. And that marks the bus stop today. That was the original tram stop. Coming down from there, you'll find a garden. If you look down into those gardens, you'll see some lovely little mosaics done by Scott Harrower. They tell the story of the trams here in Brisbane. One of the mosaics you'll find along here is this one, showing a fire. This is the Great Tram Fire of September '62, when the depot, just up the road here, caught fire and we lost about a quarter of our tram fleet. That marked the beginning of the end of trams in Brisbane. When the depot caught fire, the first units to respond came from the Ithaca Fire Station, up in Anagra Terrace, just a couple hundred meters away. You can still see that station today, and beside it is the substation for the trams. There was enough power at the depot to get 3 or 4 of the tram cars out before they lost power and the rest of the station simply burned to the ground. From the ashes of that fire, they were able to resurrect and rebuild 8 new tram cars. Those cars carried the Phoenix logo as they rose from the ashes. Next time you're up in Paddington, stop by Trammies Corner. Not for a smoko, maybe grab a cappuccino from one of the local cafes and come and sit in the park and relive the days of the trams.
The Queensland Museum is venturing where no museum has been before and journeying deep below the Earth's surface to a dark and mysterious world. From the end of March until early October, the Deep Oceans exhibition is on at the museum. This exhibition showcases strange but real sea creatures, as well as myths and legends about fearsome monsters of the deep. There's a giant squid on display, as well as some of the real-life creatures that have inspired sea monster myths and legends. See and feel what it's like to take a dive into the deep, inside a bathysphere. And for the littlies, there's an Octonauts Trail. The exhibition opens on Friday the 28th of March and tickets are available now. Planning on staying in town for a weekend or even longer, Mantra at Southbank, just a short walk from the museum, has a special offer. Book a studio room from just $179 per night, including buffet breakfast for 2 and discounted valet parking. For more information on Deep Oceans, as well as great deals on where you can eat, drink, shop, play and stay, log on to Visit Brisbane.